Now that we have a basic idea of 5 fundamental hold downs or mounts, remember clinch, throw, mount, lock. I'll drive you nuts with this. You're going to hear it 1,000 times until you're saying it in your sleep. You don't have a lock until you have a mount. Now we've examined 5 basic mounts. There are, of course, more mounts, and you'll pick those up as we go, and you'll see some of them in the formula section. For now, we're looking at fundamentals. I need to be able to move between the mounts. Just having one mount is not sufficient often, because if your opponent shifts his weight or other circumstances arise, you have to be able to move between the mounts in a fluid fashion. Now, in the foundation section, you'll have leg unders and leg overs that are the foundation moves for the things we're going to execute here. Remember, everything in the foundation section directly has to do with fighting. We're going to examine how leg unders and leg overs apply in our transitions from one mount to the other. So starting with a basic keisagatame or scarf hold side headlock type mount, I'm going to show you the transitions between keisagatame and cross mount, then from cross mount to full mount. Coming into keisagatame, securing the arm, pressing the head away, grabbing my own pant leg so this leg stays secure. From this position, I realize I need to get into a more offensive mount. I don't have many locks available to me at this point. So, I want you to watch this leg. This maneuver we're calling a leg under in the foundation section. As I make the transition, I'm going to secure the arm, place this arm over here, and then sit through with this leg, which brings me exactly into my cross mount or yoko shiogatame position. If I feel my opponent's arm around my back here when I'm in cross mount, I automatically know that I have a swift transition back to keisagatame. Placing an arm here, sitting through, I have minimal motion, and I'm right back to my keisagatame hold down. If I want to transition then to cross mount, I'm going to lead with the arm, sit through, my knees are already in place, ready to begin attacks from this position, which give me a lot more offensive possibilities than the keisagatame did. So again, I feel the arm here, I transition to keisagatame, I want to move back to cross mount, the arm comes back. What I want to do when I do that is if he's got his arm up in the air trying to punch me, whatever, I'm going to sweep his arm down as I come back. It gives me a second where I don't have to worry about defense to sit through with this leg, bring both knees up against my opponent's side, and now I've got a good, solid cross mount on my opponent. From cross mount, I'm going to do exactly the same leg work, only going the other way. I'm going to shift this knee up, shoot this leg through, transition with my arms, and lead up and over into full mount. If I'm going to go from full mount back to guard, I'm going to reverse that. Put an elbow here, leg over, leg under, and I'm right back where I was in cross mount. And notice my knees stay tight to Brian all the way through this transition. So again, from cross mount to full mount, I'm going to leg under, leg over, and I'm up in full mount in good position to roll him over or what else I need to do. But if I'm losing this full mount, maybe the guy's too big for me to be able to sit on top of and keep both knees on the ground, then I want to transition out to cross mount. I want to do that by a leg over, leg under, which reverses exactly what I did a minute ago. Then if I want to go to Keisagatami, it's going to be a leg under, and I'm back to Keisagatami. Now watch the series one more time. Trap the arm, leg under, bring the knees in hard. Then I'm going to lift this leg, go leg under, leg over, and I'm in full mount. Now what we'll see, I'm going to show you this whole series from another orientation, but what you'll see is now I can transition leg over, leg under to a leg under, Keisagatami, headlock, however many different ways I want to do this. So this goes clear around your opponent as you develop the exercise. So in itself, it becomes kind of a little aerobic drill that you can move through. You have a leg under, then a leg under, leg over, transition from Keisagatami. Watch it once again. Leg under, bring the knees in hard. To transition to full mount, I'm going to leg under, leg over into full mount. To come back, I'm going to leg over, leg under. It gets me across mount. If I feel his arm around my back, I know I'm in position for Keisagatami, leg under, and I'm right back where I started. These are your three fundamental transitions from Keisagatami or scarf hold to cross mount, and then a leg under, leg over into full mount. Continuing our study of transitions, we examine the transition from Keisagatami to cross mount, and then leg under, leg over to go to full mount. It's a little different transition when you go from full mount to side mount. Full mount to side mount happens quite frequently when a person panics underneath you. I've got a good full mount. I'm up high on his body. I've got my toes tucked in. I'm squeezing his ribs. Got some weight down. And if we're in a situation where I can justify striking, or he begins to see that there's going to be an arm lock come in really quickly, your opponent may well try to roll to his side to get out from under you. Now I'm going to do this the wrong way. As Brian rolls to his side, I'm not going to change my position and I wind up falling down. That's not what we want to have happen in the fight. So as Brian rolls, I'm just going to give him some room. And I'm going to shift into what we know as side mount. If he decides to roll back with any force, I'm fine with that. I'll just go back to full mount. If he rolls the other way, give him a nice hole and come right up to side mount. Now you're seeing the transition as it happens. As he rolls, I give him room and I go to one mount. As he rolls the other way, I give him room and I shift to yet another mount. So if he rolls to his right, I let him go back and I stay in full mount. He rolls to the up, there we go, boom, right back to side mount. Now, if you analyze what I'm doing, as he rolls back to his back, I'm just giving him a hole to roll into. I don't want him rolling me off of him. I want him rolling under me. And done in a full drill, we'll go from one end of the mat to the other, with Brian just rolling and me switching from full mount to side mount to back mount to side mount to full mount. And the transitions all happen. If you notice, I'm not using my hands for balance. I'm just keeping my hips underneath me. And here's the basics of what we're doing here. As he starts to roll, I want him to roll. I want him on his face. Remember, our fight's not over until he's in cuffs. So if he rolls that way, that's just peachy, because he's getting closer and closer to where I want him, which is cuffable. So as he rolls, I make a hole. He rolls right into the hole. I just bring this leg up behind and squeeze nice and tight here. If I see this arm this fight is essentially over. He is already proceeding very quickly toward cuffing. As I press this elbow forward, I'm going to make another hole, and it's very predictable where Brian is going to wind up. Now I'm in back mount. If he decides he wants to roll underneath me, fine, go the other way. Fine, I'll just go back to side mount. He rolls that direction again. I'm going to go back to full mount. He rolls that direction again. I'm just going to go to side mount again. And if he rolls that direction again, fine, we're in back mount. That's where I want to be. So every time he tries to change positions under me, all I have to do is make a hole, let him roll, and decide which mount I need for that respective position. So as he rolls back again, no, go the other way, I make a hole, here this way, then he rolls back, I make a hole, he goes that way, make a hole, he rolls back, roll that way, same deal, roll to your face, I come back on top. As he rolls back the other way again, I'm going to roll with him, he rolls back, roll, roll, okay, then he rolls again, go back this way, yep, roll, just watch the drill, he rolls that way, rolls to his face, back again, backwards, here, back, yep, here, just watch the transition, he rolls to his face, okay, so as he rolls back this way, I'm going to keep this leg in his back, bring this up into his stomach. As he rolls back again, I make a little room, drop the other knee. He rolls that way, I keep this knee down, bring the other knee into his stomach. As he rolls to his face again, I just drop the knee. So the entire drill simply has to do with me shifting from one knee to the other and making a nice hole. At this point, okay, bucko, you're arrested. You happy now? That's where we want to be.